I make no promises for coherence today, but I'm gonna do my best. I'm in fine form. Hi.
I think everybody is, and we all are. It's just my head has been buried in papers. Like I have been nonstop. I don't know what day it is.
She went into her little goblin like paper
cave.
And has just been like, what did you call it? Being a journal gremlin for like the last week?
Yeah, basically. That's just like all I've been doing. Yesterday I filmed a bunch of stuff. I made papers. I have stuff drawing all over the place right now. Like I have just my poor hands. Y'all will see when I get close. Like look.
You're just covered in stuff. You're not you if you're not covered in glue.
If I don't have something on me, then I haven't been doing my job apparently.
Something's playing. Hold on. I'm sorry.
I don't
my
hear
Spotify
anything.
Just randomly started playing in my ears, and I'm like, well, I mean, I'm like, suddenly there's this music fading in, and I'm like, what? Where is it coming from? What's happening? I'll just be over here grooving. I turned it off. I don't know why it started autoplaying.
That's so
see what
crazy.
I mean?
But you see, you have your things on, so maybe that's why.
Oh, I probably touched them. I bet I touched them because there's a play button if you touch it.
Well, I know when we're on Glide, sometimes you'll be like, my music's playing, and I'm like,
it does happen all the time. Because there's touch controls on these things. Like I call them my ears. These are, if anybody's ever curious, these are over-ear headphones, and I'm obsessed. I have 2 pairs. I have one I keep at home. They're like, and I got them because you got some kind of over-ear headphones. So then I started researching. Oh no, you got the bone conducting.
I got the bone one, but I listen, I can't hear to begin with. I have what is it, cocktail syndrome or cocktail party syndrome or whatever. So I can't hear anything in general. Like to the point I thought like
my background noise, right?
Yeah, like to the point I thought my hearing was going. Like I had to go and like check because I couldn't hear anything. So I ended up having to get like the big Beats.
Yeah.
That kind of cup your ears. Because number one, nothing stays in my ears. Nothing stays over my ears. I'm like, I don't think I'm formed correctly. Like, let's be honest. I'm like, something's wrong. Nothing stays. Yeah. So big headphones is where I'm at.
So most of the time when I'm just hanging, I love big headphones. But when I'm at work, I'll use these because it's the opposite of noise canceling. If you really need to just hear your environment, it's because here, I'll show you guys how they work. Basically, I'm going to hopefully not play my music. They're shaped like this. So this part tucks behind your ear. And this part here is literally just a speaker that lays over top of and just plays directly into your ear. But there's nothing that inserts into your ear. So it hooks. It's so comfortable. This is like silicone. And so this just like curves over your ear, stays in place. And then it's positioned perfectly to have the speaker directly go into your ear. And what's great about it is I can wear these, and the battery life on these, sorry, I'm going to just babble for a second. I can wear these all day long at work and literally be listening to YouTube or music or whatever. And by the end of the day, I'm maybe down to 60% battery. The battery's insane. They're like 12-hour plus. I feel like I get out of them 12-hour plus battery. Anyways, they're called Oladance Wearable Stereo. Let me just grab y'all a link because y'all are asking. This is the Olo. These are the original ones, and then there's Oladance 2. You might not be able to. I'm going to give you the Amazon because it's easy, but you might not be able to get them. Oh, see, Oladance. You might have to get them from their website. Wearable stereo. Anyways, I am obsessed with them. They're not cheap, y'all. No, I gotta get them on there. They used to be on Amazon, but I don't think they are anymore. Oh, but they are so good. Oh my god, where is their website? Oladance.
Like I just went ahead and because I listen to my music and I listen to my books and podcasts. Yeah. So it was very important to me to have something. Yeah. But anything that goes in, I can't hang.
Yeah, I cannot do earbuds though. There's something about, I had Galaxy Buds that I used for a long time that I could switch to like, what's it called? Ambient mode. Because like I work in a shop, y'all. Like I need to hear if somebody screams or something. Like it's like a safety thing. Plus I like being able to like hear the phone ring and like not feel like I'm So sometimes I miss, actually, I'll be honest. Sometimes I miss my like noise canceling at work because every once in a while I want to like shut out the but I get not anxious, but I think I get nervous if I don't think I can hear somebody. And also I'm very jumpy. And if I'm wearing noise canceling and somebody comes up to start talking to me,
scares the shit out of me. But they're saying though that like, and I put mine noise canceling. I think I can turn the noise canceling off, but I don't. But they said that it's important that you do because it can mess with your hearing like that. And I'm like, of course, like,
yeah.
Everything's bad for everything. We shouldn't be doing none of this shit, but here we are.
Yeah, no, Barb, totally not bone conducting. I've actually been able to sleep in these before too. They take a minute to get used to, but yeah, no, they're not bone conducting. They're just like basically, it's literally like if you hung a speaker in front of your ear is basically kind of the concept. It's actually a super simple. You can probably find off-brand versions. I'm just obsessed with this name brand because they're the first ones I know that did it this good with this good a sound and with like this good a battery life. It's the battery life that keeps
and the fact that it connects to all your stuff is crazy.
Yeah, and I just have to like I think either press and hold both to switch between devices or like double tap. I can't remember. There's some kind of thing. But there's all kinds of touch controls and
that's too much.
How did I get talking? Y'all, I can't focus. I'm sorry. We're gonna play the Grand Tableau today. That's why we're here. We did not sit and plan out how this was gonna go, but Dani and I each have. You did Kipper?
Lenormand.
Lenormand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're both gonna do Lenormand. I have my tiles, so we're gonna play, I guess. Maybe answer. Maybe each of us lay a tableau, answer some questions. Maybe like
we're obsessed with this right now. We've been playing I've been like separately, and now we're gonna obsess with you guys together. Today because we've been doing a lot of grand tableaus and like all different ways, shapes, and forms. I know I've done tarot, I've done my Lenormand, the Kipper, playing with it with playing cards. Like I'm just grand tableauing all over the place. So like we figured we can lay out some cards and then based on like not even in particular, just like have people throw out some questions or whatever and see how we would find that and answer that in these tableaus. It was kind of like what we had talked about. So we don't know how well that's going to work. We're going to figure it out. We're just playing.
Yeah. So we figure y'all can like throw a question at us and we'll just swap and take turns and do that kind of stuff. Because basically what this started as for me is like Dani, because she's wild and I love her for it, just is like, she just starts playing with the Grand Tableau. I'm like, I have been trying to get the nerve to play with the Grand Tableau off and on for like, I don't know, 3 years or something, 3 or 4 years. And she's just like, oh yeah, I was playing with the Grand Tableau. I'm like, okay, show me your ways. So we connected one-on-one and like just started like playing and demystifying it a little bit. And then I did my video for our Lenormand series where I basically translated that on my own, which was slightly more intimidating, but I got there. So, I mean, that's the thing is like, I feel like because it's all 36, it just seems like it's hard. And I think I've got the same mentality about the Grand Tableau that so many people have told me they have about like the Celtic cross. And I know the Celtic cross is no big deal. You know what I mean? Like once you kind of wrap your brain around it.
Yes. And the difference in my opinion, and this is just me, in my opinion, is I can lay a Grand Tableau and I don't have to read every single card. If I'm going for a specific answer, but I want to see how it relates in a big way, like you don't have to read every card, but you have the option to use all the cards on the table. And so I think that's what made it less intimidating to me is like, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm trying to answer the question based on that particular card and what's directly around it in the whole scope of your life right now. Like, and I think that's the main thing. Cause then you can from there be like, okay, well, does this relate to my relationship anyway? And be like, oh, well, your partner card or the marriage card or the ring card, whatever you have deemed for that, that's all the way over here.
Yeah.
You know, it's not very close. So, you know, proximity wise, you know, it could be, so you can bounce around. And I think breaking it down that way, instead of looking at it like tarot, where you lay down your cards and you read all the cards for the most part, especially if you're doing a specific spread, you know, It's like just loosening the reins on what Lenormand is supposed to be like. I always say that, and I just think it's true. You learn the rules and then you do what works. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't follow them.
I totally agree. I think if you're gonna, I'm just like trying to relax this book so it will finally lay flat. I think if you're going to play with any system, no matter what it is, like, yes, 100%, like, first learn the rule, and then, like, so you understand how it functions, and then break the rules / make it your own, be the boss. I say the same freaking thing about tarot. Like, once you sort of have a handle on how something works or what maybe is the system behind it, then you can start to break that system. And I think that's the coolest part about it, is like making any of these your own.
And that's why I struggled so hard to like start with the Kipper stuff, because I'm like, yo, I don't know. I'm learning the rules and then I'm immediately breaking them. Like,
yeah. Yep.
I do my own thing, and that's kind of true for everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we all have to have permission to do that. And I think that learning the basics and then playing with it and seeing where your weak spots are or what you find difficult will then give you the next step in what to start learning about that particular system. You know, so is it like, oh, well, I laid this out. I see how this works. I understand all the Lenormand keywords and I understand them, but like maybe putting together, you know, I can lay them out and be like, this is for that and this is for that. But like, I'm having trouble putting these two together. Go look up pairs.
Yes.
And what they can mean. It's like, it also directs you when you learn and then just put directly into action and not wait, because you can study forever. Like, put it into action and see where your weak spots are, and that gives you where to go next. 100%. You know what I mean?
Because then, you know, you're like, okay, well, here's where I was getting stuck, or this is the particular card that's giving me trouble, or this is the particular method. Like, I find it harder to do 3-card groupings than I do 2-card pairs, for example.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you do yourself? What did you do? Did you kick something?
No, I set this camera up, Lisa. Every time I freaking move, I bump it. So I don't know where it's going to be looking by the time I come up on her with my thing. Please, Louise. I'm trying to get my houses. My houses is in this big home.
Mine's in my cute little Lenormand. So I'm just.
Oh no, this is the wrong one. It's up here. Let me go back.
Yeah, get the right book. That will help.
This is my en français in here. The other one's in there.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Oh my God. So yeah, this is us just hanging out without like we're just gonna see what happens. I am obsessed with this book. Y'all know I've been talking about it forever. It's just the spine is really tight. So I'm doing that trick where you're like supposed to, like, from the outside it's only working a little, but you kind of
break all my spines.
It's hard bound. So it's like I can only
break it
so much. But yeah, this is supposed to help, but I don't know.
How do you know what's in your journal? Like, all I know, it's on a pink page. So I just look for a pink page.
And you found it already? That's amazing.
Like, it's a pink page.
Y'all, if you are all not watching Dani's new Fill Your Journal series on her channel, and if you're not a member and you can, go do that. Because listen, if she can get me to make and fill a junk journal, y'all, this broke me a little.
I was so proud of her, because the first thing I heard from her was how much she couldn't and that she didn't have. And I was like, I love this so much, because now I get to counter everything and I get to hear what people are going to counter. And I did. I was like, oh yeah, you do. Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, look here, look there, look there. That's how I found my cover, because she was like something about coloring pages. So I went to my coloring books and I found that I had these old watercolor pages I'd painted just to experiment and play and turn that into my cover. But like, she literally had to listen. I had my own personal like junk journal coach. She's like, no, go here, look there, you've got stuff. Because I'm like, I've got nothing. I was on Amazon looking for scrap paper packs, and she's like, you do not buy anything.
I have I was like, don't you dare buy anything. I'm like,
it was so funny.
Junk mail, literally something from a letter that I got that I was going to throw away, like junk mail, like random credit card things. Snatch all that.
You know what would be awesome one day is I have gotten the sweetest like notes and cards and letters, which, by the way, y'all, if you have ever sent me something, I keep everything. I have a memory box. And listen, if you are a content creator and you ever get like, because we all go through it, where you're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Why? Sorry for language. Why am I here? Because sometimes sometimes you have a rough day up here on the YouTubes when you're in a fishbowl and everybody can look at you and comment on you. And when you have moments like that, and then you have this like little box of like all the sweet, nice things people have said. But someday I would love to figure out a way to put that together into something that I could like flip through.
Alexa, cancel.
Excuse you? Who invited you to the party?
Trying to get me to set it on? Like we can't keep on track or something?
Like, what the hell? It's just so judgy. What the fuck?
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, so I don't know how I got on this. Oh, I don't know why I got on the subject. We were talking about you digging up a journal or something, and I was like, you guys, but it is so good. So basically, if you don't know, Dani, tell them how the series works, because like I'm super excited about it.
Oh yeah, so the series works like in the membership we made our journals, like a specific amount, but like I also put some in my shop. Now I think they might be all gone by this morning, but I'm going to be continuously refreshing those. So like they're just a smaller journal that I create that I don't
40
decorate.
page. Yeah,
they're just blank. Like I say, they're blank pages. They're not blank. I still have them right here. Look, I know I'm sidetracking, but
I sidetracked on purpose. This is we're doing this on purpose because we're just hanging out, y'all, today. This is what we do.
This is what we're doing. So like they're blank pages, but they're like fun pages. So they're.
Was that Nicoletta Giacoli just now? That was not. Oh, it looked like her a little bit.
So like there's all kinds of fun pages, like, and each one has, I don't show it on, I didn't show it on the thing. So whoever bought this one, look away. But I tuck in ephemera that matches the pages as well as some stuff that I put together. So you get, each one has some sort of pocket, and within that pocket has a bunch of ephemera that corresponds with the pages and stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, so
Dani's journals fly off her shop so freaking fast. I know, because you had just launched some of your bigger ones, and I went to go look because I favorited your shop, and I went to go look, and they were like all gone. I think there was like one left, and I was like, y'all be like snapping that stuff up quick.
But yeah, they usually snap up pretty fast, but these, so they don't have any things on them where like a normal one. I only have, it's the only one I have left. It's literally leaving tomorrow.
Oh my God, Dawn, this is she made the series for people like us. This is like why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. So normally I actually embellish and tuck in and make a lot of these pages. Like I make something on the pages themselves. So they take me a lot of time, a lot of energy. This is what I love doing. This is my favorite thing. But I wanted something really accessible like that. Now in our membership, we didn't sew it. So I made these a little more simply. That way I didn't have to charge for them. Yes, show yours. I'm so excited to see it. Look, our first page. Oh my God, those are my favorites. Oh, I'm so excited to see what you do with those. I can't hear you, Lisa. Can y'all hear Lisa?
Hold on. This is why.
Oh, now I hear you.
I just got to switch us to this view while I flip through. Sorry, guys. You have to, oh, wait. No, I can do the Grand Tableau one. Here, I'll do this one. And then I'll swap. There we go. Now you can see and still hear me. Okay, sorry, guys. What I was saying is, so I had like a manila envelope. I turned it into pockets. But like this was this was from Costco magazine. This was from all these strips were from Costco magazines. But that's it. And like the whole point of the series is that like and I get it. If you're in the membership, if you're in the membership, you'll get a video for every single page, right, Dani?
Every single page,
You'll get guided for every
the membership will have one on every single page. There's 40 pages, which is why I made journals to correspond for anyone in the public area, because my members better be making one. I'm just saying, y'all better be making one.
If I'm doing it, y'all better do it. I'm just saying. Like,
you can get one too, but you got to make one. So that way other people can follow along. And so I'm doing that, and like how to make fun pages, because you don't have to go out and buy anything. I want people to be messy as hell. This is a catch-all. We're not getting pinpointed perfection. We're going wild.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just been so fun, and I've been so steeped in it for the last few days. I've been making journals and making pages, and
I'm so excited for it.
To mine, you know, because I'm like in between. I'm like, I want to do this.
So some people are having trouble joining on Dani's channel. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Number one, make sure you're signed in to YouTube. That sounds dumb, but like sometimes I've been signed out. So like just check that, double check. If you go to, let's just, you know what? I'm just going to go to your channel right now and check. I can even share my screen. Hold on. We'll show y'all. Definitely be on a desktop, because mobiles are funny. And if you're on like on a laptop, where's Dani Mystic? Dani?
I think you can do it on the iPad too. If you're on, if you're not on YouTube itself, probably if you're on your like Safari or whatever.
Okay, so you should see a join button. Let me just share my screen if I can. Share screen. Share tab. Okay. Okay. This should be muted. Okay. So for me, it says I'm subscribed already, but it basically should be face, and then you should join and see perks. If you're not seeing join, you won't see join if you're not signed into YouTube. So double check that and make sure you're in there. Other than that, I don't know, because you should see also a membership tab. Everybody should see a membership tab, even if you're not a member. Right.
And I think if you go to my playlist, you'll be able to see, if you go to my playlist, you'll be able to see a members only playlist, and you can probably click on one of those and it'll bring you to it as well. It'll like trigger, you have to be a member.
If you click a members only video, it should. Oh, I'm not gonna say it, but you should. It should give you an option to join from any members only video as well. So if y'all are struggling, that is how you joined. That's really weird, Sean. I don't know what to tell you.
And if there's no membership tab, there's no nothing. Yeah, I know that. I remember trying to join people's channels and stuff, even when they started, and I could never do it on my phone.
There is issues with some phones for sure. I know there is.
But if you're on your phone, go to actually like youtube.com on a browser and see if you can see it.
Oh, also, Artie, it says membership is unavailable currently. I would literally, this is what I would do, just personally. You don't have to do it right now, but I would, if it's you are on a phone because it's your only device, right? So I would say restart your phone, open up the YouTube app fresh, and then go check, because sometimes things go wonky in the apps, and it could be a cache issue or a like a, what do you call it, cache and cookies or something. So whenever that sort of thing happens, I just say restart your phone. But always go, if you can go to the browser and open in browser, that also is another option for sure. It's hard to do on the phone though. It's a little fiddly to force it to open up on the browser. But yeah, sorry you're having trouble, but we'll get you sorted out. You visited the desktop site and there was still no way. Yeah, so like I said, I would say restart your phone. Something's funky. Something's not behaving the way it's supposed to, because everything looks fine on my end. So I don't think there's anything going on with like Dani's channel or it being turned off or something.
No, that's what I'm looking. I'm just making sure right now. Like I'm literally
100%. It looks fine on my side. I think it's probably something to do with, I've had it happen. I've had my phone like basically say I can't do something, and then I restart the device and it's better. So
okay, look, I should be able to post this in here, right?
Yeah, you should be able to.
That's a link directly from my membership page to join. Maybe try that.
Oh, yeah, try that. Yeah, the join links sometimes work.
Sometimes that works. If you're looking for it.
Wait. I am on a laptop and Dani says to let the creator know it's full? What do you mean it's full?
What do you mean it's full? I don't even have 100 members. Like
what? What?
Oh.
I have no idea what that means. I've never heard of that before in my life. Nat said she just joined, no problem.
Okay.
Maybe okay, wait. If a bunch of you all just joined, let's give it a minute. Because maybe there's some kind of weird thing where it caps amount of people in a short amount of time, I guess. I don't know.
I don't see.
That is very strange, Faye. I've never heard that. Now, I 100% believe you, but like there could be an issue on YouTube side, Dani, where maybe like if a bunch of people just went and joined, it's like, I don't know, y'all.
I was trying to see, because I know, like, okay, you know, like on we are so fucking off track. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. Whatever.
My mouth. Anyway, I know, like on Patreon and some of the other sites, you can like, oh, well, I can take 10 people at this level. You know what I mean? I can take. They might think that's better.
Yeah.
You know,
I give it a minute.
I know those you can cap, but I'm like, I've never seen. I wouldn't have capped this. Like, I'm not like sending something physical, or, you know, there would be no reason to cap. So I don't know.
No.
What a nightmare.
If a whole bunch of people just did all at once, YouTube might have literally just been like, whoa, let's make sure there's not like a swarm or something. Which, thank you all for supporting.
I mean, thank you. Oh my God. Yeah. If you guys are joining, oh my God. Like, please, too much pressure.
It's fine. I'm trying to find a font that doesn't look crappy on this thing. Not me.
Oh, I didn't know you could change that.
I can now. I think it's a new thing.
You have the good version of this.
Yeah, I give them all my money. That's why. I'm trying to find. Okay, that's pretty readable, I guess. I don't know. Like, they're all fine.
They're fine. Do that one. No,
I have the attention span of a squirrel right now. Okay, let's lay some Grand Tableaus.
Let's do it.
Oh wait, yeah. Do they need to be at a certain level, Dani?
No. This main series is for Bon Temps and Bon Ami. Bon Ami gets extra stuff.
Yeah, that's your top. Bon Ami is your top tier, right?
Yeah, and Bon Ami is the tier that I do playing card stuff in.
Right. Because you've got a whole playing card.
I have a playing card series. That's on Bon Ami. That's like the main thing, and Bon Ami is like that playing card stuff. But if you're interested in journal stuff, it's the middle one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So some other people are joining. There's a couple of you having trouble, and then most people I think are getting in okay. So I would say just try again in a little bit. And it should let you in. So it's obviously just like a weird thing where, it's probably just freaking out because a bunch of y'all just went and joined right away. So awesome. Okay, cool.
Let's. Oh my God.
Yeah, thank you.
And that was not what this was for.
That's what it was. That's why I brought it up, because y'all, it's a good series. I was excited. I'm not gonna lie. I want more people like me up in there trying to make journals, because I need the solidarity, y'all. Those of you who already know how to do it, like, I love you too, but like, truly, I need some people in there who are like me and on the struggle bus and doing it anyways, because I think that's
the most important. I want people to get messy and break their brains a little bit. This is one thing you can throw it in the trash when you're done if it breaks your brain. I just want everyone to try.
Yeah.
I mean, Bon Temps, TMP, Bon Temps, and then Bon Ami. The Lagniappe is connects to our Facebook page, and has
three tiers. You have your starter tier, middle tier, top tier. So middle tier is the one that gets
tier is where everything.
Okay, let's do Grand Tableau. I'm so sorry, y'all. Okay, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna lay it. I'm just gonna lay it. I'm gonna start laying mine right now.
I'm gonna do it too.
Okay, and then I'm gonna have to open my. So 8 and 4.
I have to open this so I can see it. Yeah. 8 and 4.
Okay.
Do
you want me to make here? I'll do this.
No. I can make myself big on my side so I can see. So you can keep.
I can just do this. Then we can both. They can see us laying it. Unless that's troublesome and you don't want that.
Nope. I don't care. Okay. I can see what I'm doing.
All right. I've just 1, 2, 3. Because I can get my camera probably a lot more zoomed in once I figure out how much space. Because these things are so small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So we're doing the 8 and 4s, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, y'all. So if you are playing along, grab yours, throw it in your Grand Tableau. Because then what you can do
Norman, you have plenty of time.
yeah, you can practice with us. So as somebody asks a question and Dani and I are each giving our take, you can be looking at your Tableau and see how you would answer it based on what you've got in front of you. And feel free to share in the chat how you would interpret based on whatever. Like say, okay, I went to this card and I looked around that one, or I looked at which house it was in or whatever. So we're going to talk about like kind of how we're doing it as we do it, but then you can play with your own method. You can use our methods. Whatever works for you. Oh my God. These are so satisfying to lay out in a Grand Tableau, I have to say.
I told Lisa I had like a whole moment earlier when I saw her tiles that I'm going to make a mini Lenormand deck because I was like, this is the most difficult thing to get in a shot on a camera or anything. I mean, not like I normally do that often, but I'm like, it takes up so much space. Like I have to move my desk around. Like it's ridiculous.
It is a challenge. And if I'd have remembered I had these when you and I did our play, I totally would have, because they actually do show up quite nicely on camera.
I'm making one.
I'm
Watch
so
for
glad
that.
you are. Damn. The way I laid this, there is like a whole trouble spot.
This is how we're gonna do this.
What, is my camera crooked? It totally is, because these are straight on my side. All right, I'll fix my camera in a sec.
All right, this is about as good as I'm gonna get it.
All right, I just have to move my coffee and then I can scooch up a bit more.
Oh, I can come out a little bit.
I could
now let me try
probably
not to snatch my dang camera. Oh, look how nice and neat and yours is. That's
how satisfying. It's because they're three-dimensional. Yep. I just
obsessed.
totally dropped the tile in my lap. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
It's like Mahjong tiles.
It's so satisfying. Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna lay our last 4, and then I'll fix my camera. Okay. All right. Oh, I don't like that my man is in the bottom 4, but I guess we're gonna roll with it. I guess and
roll with it.
All right. I gotta adjust here a little. Go down and that way, and then tighten. Okay.
Hey, Dawn Michelle.
Hey, Dawn. Okay. There, good enough. All right. So now I can.
Boom. Look at that.
My internet could hiccup. That's awesome. Love that for me. Okay, let's take a look at Dani's. Oh, Dani's yours looks so great.
Poof. It's hard to get that in there.
I'm going to bring my camera actually up a little. So I've got a little more room, and bring it over a little more. I'm having issues. There's a little bit of reflect, y'all. The one that's that you can barely see, that's the ring. In case
the ring. I can still see it. Yeah, it's still good.
All right. Good enough. We're a little tilted. We're definitely tilted. Oh my God. I have 2 OCD for the. I'm not actually OCD. I shouldn't say it like that, but like I definitely have traits, y'all. I definitely have traits. Okay.
I do. It's all good.
Do you?
Yeah. It's not crazy.
Bad, but
yeah. They were like, you have a lot of OCD tendencies and yada yada. I was like, oh yeah, I know that.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of like crossover with both OCD traits, ADHD traits, and complex PTSD, which I definitely have. So yeah, that's where I end up going. Okay, I've got my house page open and you've got your Tableau out.
Yeah, I got my house page open too.
Yeah. All right. So somebody throw us a sample question and we're just gonna jump in and start playing.
Yeah, we're just gonna play.
First. I'm putting Dani on the hot seat first.
Oh, me first?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Come on.
My dog just burped behind me, so if you'll hear it. So any question.
Just throw one out.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can answer with this or how we would answer with this. This is for play. I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah. And I'll start questions. So if more than one person asks at one time, it's no big deal. We'll star them.
We'll just snatch one.
And it can be a fake question, just so y'all don't have to be put on the spot. It doesn't have to be real. You can just like make one up. Like you can say, my pretend name is Jane, and I want to know about my boyfriend Jock, and like we'll answer it. It's fine. So like or you know what I mean? Like that was a bad example. It's a terrible example, but you know what I mean. Why am I such a hot mess? Oh God. Okay, go, Dani.
Why is she such a hot mess? I can do this. All right, Dawn.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Do it.
Okay. So in this case, I do have some options. For some reason, I want to go directly to that snake and talk about how that's that hot mess. Right?
Nice.
So you could do that. You could also consider that to be an obstacle. So you could go here and look at that here. You can go to the lady up here.
Mm-hmm.
Too, because it's dawn, I would go towards the lady. Where do I want to go? I don't know why. I want to go with the snake. I'm going with the snake. We want to know why this is a hot mess.
Yeah.
I really want to go with the snake. So I'm going to see what's around the snake. There's definitely clouds around this snake.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in here. So I would definitely say that it's probably because of a chaotic mind. Right now, that's your burden, is your chaotic mind.
Yeah.
So that's probably the main crux of why you're a hot mess, right? But there seems to be some swift movement out when you pay attention to the things that you're actually working on that kind of brighten this up and bring you to a more stable space. Okay? So the chaotic mind keeps taking away all that you're working on and kind of putting it into these bite-sized pieces. So where it feels like there's everything scattered all over the floor, right? And so now you're just left trying to see what you need to put back together first. But I think that getting something going, especially when it comes to your goals, putting those things back in line is going to clear everything up and put you in a stable space.
Nice. And
so that's probably why I would go there.
You went to the snake, and then you kind of jumped over to the clouds. And you kind of looked at that sort of whole line to see the trajectory, right?
I went in and looked at the line. Whereas, like, you could also, again, there's so many ways that you can look at this. You could look in the square all the way around. This one felt like it was right in line. So for me, I follow my intuition 1000% here. I don't usually have something set in mind like, oh, when I find it, I'm going to go in a square and look at the 9 cards surrounding it. I literally go to that place and where is this taking me? This is taking me in a straight line. So I read this whole straight line to talk about why that in particular is a problem right now.
So just out of curiosity, and I love the way you read that, what is in your 7th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th house? Because that's the house of the snake. Broom and whip.
7th house is the whip.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. That was awesome. I love the way that you like kind of just go and like find and then like look at what's around. That's kind of, I feel like really nice. Because I think one of the things that stops us with Grand Tableau is that this feeling like we have to, I guess, incorporate every single thing. We have to read in a certain way, or we have to look at the houses, or we have to look at this or that or this or that. You don't. You can use whatever bits and pieces get you to your answer, basically.
And when Lisa asked about the houses, so when you lay them out, I want to show you mine because it's easy to show right here.
Yeah.
You set them out in your tableau, and number 7 has to deal with your enemies or the snake or, whatever that is. And so that kind of gives you another place to look. And when Lisa and I really dove in and did like a full reading, like we really tried to look at all the cards, we went in whatever way felt right. But then we started to ask questions and look into the cards, and we'd go to the houses, see what was there, what was surrounding that. And it was amazing to see how much everything kind of corresponded and almost cycled back to each other. You're getting the same answers from the same thing. It was just so interesting.
It's very cool to see how it confirms itself. Lenormand confirms itself all the time. And I think it's very, very helpful. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to swap to mine. Dani, you can either keep your current for the next question, or you can like shuffle it up and lay a fresh one, whatever you want to do.
I'm going to leave it. Okay, I want to see how this plays.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to take the next question that I spotted and starred, which was from Tarot with Jay. Is there advice for my job search? Okay, so I tend to go to, considering you're looking for a job and to work for someone else, I think I'm going to go to Bear first to or actually, I'm going to go to Tower because that's going to represent the place of employment. for me.
Oh, okay.
So like
right.
the sort of space of where, you know, what do you need to know to get to that space? Like how are we going to get you there? So I'm going to look here and we've got tower sitting here and I'm going to reference I am going to reference my house chart just out of curiosity and see what house. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. The tower is actually in the house of the tower.
Whoa.
So, yeah, which always gives it really strong emphasis. So I probably will lay a fresh one next time because that feels very like it was for you. It feels very for you.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, directly above the tower, we have the stork, and the stork is all about transformation and change. And obviously, you're looking to change that. You're looking to move into a new place of work. And then on the left side, we have the clouds, which is that worry or the obfuscation, the idea that we're not seeing it very clearly. So there's this idea of muddiness, like what is that new job going to be? We don't know. Underneath that, we have the cross. So there's a lot of pressure right now to find a job. There's a lot of like, it's like coming on you as that burdensome energy. Like I have to find a job or it has to be right. And I think that the lily over here to the right speaks to the fact that you're looking for a job that you can really be at for a long time. You don't ideally want to find a gap filler job. You want to find like the job. So let me find the lady. Oh, how interesting. Okay. So the lady is like legit, y'all. Okay, I'm going to zoom us in for a second. Okay, just so you can see this. I'm going to move the question down. The lady is literally right here between the clouds and the tower and the lily, which is fascinating to me. What's also interesting to me is there's this little catty corner that sort of connects the tower and the lady. Does that make sense? Are you following my line of thinking here? And the fox to me is like this energy of wanting to, you want to find a job, but you don't want to give up your autonomy or your sense of like, because I see the fox kind of as like that sort of entrepreneurial, like I've got good ideas and I bring them to the table. You don't want to have to give up. Like you don't want to be just a lackey. Like you don't want to be just somebody who's like just following direction and has no input and isn't able to bring skills to the table. That's kind of what I'm getting. And I'm starring y'all's questions as we come up. We definitely will not be able to get to everybody, but we'll just play. So
we'll just play when we can.
So then what I'm going to do next is look at, okay, what house is she in? So she is in the house of the stork, needing that change. So again, here we see it confirming itself. So she's in the house of the stork. We know that the change desired is the job change. So where else can I jump? So I'm going to jump actually. So the obfuscation, what's creating the most confusion? And we see the clouds is in the house of the dog. Interesting. So my question is, who are you trying to, okay, this is meant to be kind of thought-provoking, okay? Who are you trying to serve? Who are you trying to serve with this job? In other words, is one of the things contributing to the sense of burden or the sense of pressure? Maybe you're the primary breadwinner. Maybe you're feeling like somebody you're responsible for will like suffer in some way if you don't find the right job or get the right kind of pay other than yourself. And so my question is there someone else in the equation that might be like, and you don't have to answer in chat if you don't want to, but just think about this. Is there somebody else creating that sense of like, I've got to get it right for them? Because my answer to this and kind of how I'm seeing this is it's going to be important to focus on what you need and make sure you're centering that first, as tempting as it is to make it about like the pressure of like showing up for other people. It really needs to center you first. If we continue along this line, we've got, I think we see a little bit of troubles and shifts, but I want to go to, if you're feeling a blockage or you're feeling like you're just not finding it, because how was the question worded? I want to see again. Hold on. Is there just advice for job search? Yeah. Okay. I want to see what's blocking. So I'm going to go to the house. I'm going to go to the mountain.
Are you going to go to, okay, that was what I was like, are you going to go to the mountain for this?
Yeah. So I want to look at the actual mountain card and then I want to look at the house of the mountain. So in the mountain card itself is in the position of clouds. Oh my God. So
there it goes.
The obstacle is definitely internal. There could be a lot of like you getting in your own way a little bit. Like maybe you're not thinking outside the box. Maybe you're curious about, or you're having difficulty getting outside of your comfort zone. And there may be opportunities for you that lie just outside of what you normally would think of as an appropriate job for you. We can really be our own worst enemy with automatically assuming, well, I don't qualify for that. I don't qualify for that. And so there's definitely an aspect of giving, like really not just selling yourself to others in the resume and interview process, but being willing to sell yourself to yourself. Like shoot, what is that saying? Shoot for the moon and even then you'll land, because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Have you heard that saying? that kind of an idea. Don't be afraid to shoot beyond what you would normally think is within your scope and see what happens. You might find that opens up a different opportunity. So that's where I would go. And then just real quick, I want to see what's in the House of the Mountain, what card number is that? 21 for the Mountain. So it's down here. Is it here? Yeah, it's here. The heart. Oh, I think that part of it is that you want the job that also feels right. Like you really need to be able to trust your gut. I don't know. So I'm not very quick at this, but like that's what I would say. Trust your gut. Definitely shoot beyond your normal. Consider expanding your search to areas or industries that you might not have considered. Think outside the box a little bit. And ultimately remember that you need to focus on what is going to serve you best. I think you're right to think about like wanting to maintain your autonomy in a job. I think that's going to be an important quality for you. So definitely stay in that space. Hopefully that was helpful. All right. Come back, Dani, come back. Okay. I'm going to flip it over to Dani. I wish we could see your face, but I know.
I know.
Okay. And what was this question, Faye? Lisa, was that accident near you? Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Far, far away. And yeah, super sad. There was a tragedy in Vancouver, but no, very far away from us. Yeah, somebody plowed into a bunch of people. Horrible, horrible, horrible. In a vehicle. Yeah, at a family event.
Kind of like the same thing in New Orleans.
Yeah, really horrible. I just saw the news this morning. I haven't dug into it in any detail, but yeah, definitely far from us. So thank you for checking. We're definitely good, but yeah, really super heartbroken about it. Okay, yeah, go big or go grand. Yes, Jay, for sure. Okay, so Dani, our next question was from Vintage Peony about will we be moving back to Florida?
Oh, Florida. All right. So
I'm going to mute myself so y'all aren't annoyed by all my title sounds.
Oh, it's okay. So moving, I mean, I could go to the home. I could go to the travel, in talking about this. What I would do moving home. So moving, where would I want to go? Moving. Because the rider often shows that movement as well. The ship shows us our travel, our home. I'm with this same tableau. I find it quite interesting that the home and the ship are all on this side here.
Yeah.
Especially right here, we have the home, the commitment, and the coffin. I feel like there's already been a commitment to leave. Like, it's right by this lady, which tells me that she's already committed to go. Right? With this travel, with this move to a new space, this is bringing new things and a connection to where you came from. Did she say she wanted to move back to Florida? Is this home? What was the exact question, Lisa?
Let me pop it up. It was
pop it back up.
Will we be moving back to Florida?
Back to Florida. Yeah. So again, this is a tie showing that this is where the heart is. This is where to start a new space. This is movement with this travel, with this home. There's already been a commitment there because this is where it felt better, or this is where it's going to feel better. Is kind of what that shows me right here.
Yeah.
Because like it's all wrapped up right here in this corner. Because the main things I would probably go to for here are literally side by side. They're on top of each other. Like there's already been a commitment. That's where it feels the best. That's where it feels like home. And I feel like that's where those decisions need to be made. Right? So
I feel like that makes sense.
I would definitely say that they would probably be your best option.
I'm going to flip back to chat because I can't see the chat right now. Okay, there we go. I think that was good.
So yeah, after this one, I think I'm going to, I'll put my face back up and I'll reset. But yeah, honestly, that's that's where I would go. That's what I would look. And that would be the solid answer for me, is that I feel like there's already been a decision made to go home, and that it's going to, or go back. And that's going to be the best decision for right now. It's going to bring a lot of new stuff and make you feel really grounded and solidified there.
Yeah. Ooh, good. I love it. I love it. All right. Are you still here, Vintage Peony? How did that sound? Are you still in here? Let us know. It's how I roll in all my member readings. I'm like, are you still here? Oh, yeah, we get to see your face.
Yay! I was like, I need to reshuffle now.
Okay, you reshuffle. I've just relayed, so I'm good to go. I'm a little...
Mine's a lot harder than Lisa's, so I'll probably leave mine up for one or two unless I feel like, oh, it's done. But this one sat really well together, so I'm glad I left it there.
Yeah. Yeah, that other one really felt. So, yeah, mine's way easier to lay. I can lay mine pretty quick. I'm going to put something here so I remember where the heck my top line is. Yeah, they're crazy pricey. Okay, next question.
That's why I'm about to make me some little bitty cards. Like, that's what I'm telling you.
Legit, you can totally make something similar. These have resin like on them, but you can totally make something similar. And there are lots of mini Lenormands on the market. I have a little mini I keep in my wallet that's about the same size cards. They're just, or not in my wallet, but in my purse. They're about the same size. They're just not 3-dimensional, basically, but that's the only difference. Okay. Next up, I've got Nat's question. We've got 2 questions after that, y'all. So throw your question in the chat if you want to be on the list, and we'll see how it goes. I'll try to star it if I spot it. Okay. So Nat, how is my birthday month going to go? Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Is May your birthday month? You have to remind me. I know I probably know already and have forgotten, and I'm sorry. Okay. Hi, Melissa. Okay, so how's my birthday month going to go? Ooh, let me think. I'm going to go to the bouquet because I feel like bouquet is like birthday, and it's down here, actually. That's really interesting that it's in the foundation of your reading. Hold on. So this is sort of the foundation, and bouquet is like a big gift, or I would say like it definitely works for like a celebration. You could also go to, like, if you were having a gathering, you could go to, I say, like garden, or I feel like garden would be good for like a gathering, like a big gathering if you were having a party. But I feel like bouquet, because the gift is obviously a big gift, a big boon. This is actually interesting because this is in the house of the key, which is such a synchronistic thing when you think about the idea that like the key is the thing that sort of opens doors or opens something new or unlocks something. And the idea that like your big gift or your birthday, the thing that I chose in the reading to signify your birthday, is in that house, just is kind of fun because I feel like it opens that door. Also, ironically, the garden, which I mentioned, if you're having a big gathering, is in the very first position, the rider position. So something new coming in. So there may actually be some opportunities for gatherings this month, throughout your birthday month. And I would say definitely say yes to those, especially when we have the key as your birthday card or your birthday position kind of thing. And then the garden as your first position. There's definitely an invitation for goodness. If I look at the corners, I don't know why, that's just where I wanted to go. For the most part, I see a pretty light and fun month because we have the garden, the child, which I think brings in a lot of that playful energy. We do have the mountain, so there may be some things that don't go quite according to plan, or there may be some hiccups, but we also have the sun. So really positive overall if we look at the 4 corners of the spread, looking at it through the lens of like birthday. I'm also going to look at the house of the bouquet and just see what's in there. That should be position 9, and that's here. And we have the house. That's so great. So definitely some opportunities to maybe get together with people in your home or in places you feel really comfortable. So if you're planning like an event, or you're planning a get together, or you want to connect with anybody, definitely try to pick places that you feel really comfy, cozy, at home in, so you can just relax and enjoy your time with those people as opposed to trying to get comfortable in the space. So I would give you that like little bit of advice. If you have a partner or significant person, even like a bestie, or like even a strong relationship with like a family member, there's closeness in the month ahead because we have the gentleman and the lady literally right next to each other in the spread. So I feel like that's going to be really good. I'm just looking if there's anything else I would want to kind of specifically look at, but I feel like that kind of covered the bases. Does that feel like that answered your question? Is the main thing. Let me know. And I'm going to star these other questions I spot. Yep, we can absolutely do general arcana. Okay, I just make sure I didn't miss any questions. Okay, I think we're good. So Totally. Mom and I are going on a road trip. Wait, okay, so do you want to see how the road trip's going to go? Because we can just go right to the ship. Okay, so there might be, the trip might end a little bit early. So just be open and be flexible, I would say, because we have the ship followed by the coffin. So I would say you're going on a road trip. Let yourself be flexible and open to spontaneity. And if something happens to interrupt your road trip in any way, turn it into some other bonding activity. So don't let that be a thing that like wrecks your day, because it doesn't have to. Everything about your birthday month looks fun and happy. So if there's something that needs to call it short, don't be afraid to like change things up, shake it up. Because otherwise, I think in general, it seems like a fun month ahead for you. Yay, fun. Yay. Okay. Let's do this for a second. Oh, whoa. Okay. Let me just for a second. This is half faces.
Hi.
Hello. Okay. Catch our breath. And then I'll get ready to pull up the next question. But hopefully.
Yeah, that's the only thing tough is like when answering these questions, it's like, it's so hard because that my comments don't come up until way later to be able to like converse.
Get the feedback. I know there's that delay. I wish that
I'm like, I probably could have, because I saw something where she said that she had already committed to something. I'm like, oh, well, that might be the commitment. It might be pertinent to go back. That like, again, I'm like,
it's hard to be in the flow. Whereas if it's live with somebody and you have that voice,
yeah,
to kind of bounce off of, it's a little quicker and easier. Yeah. Oh, did Artie have a question that I missed? I didn't see it. Artie, feel free to repost. I'm gonna scroll. This only lets me scroll so far back is the problem. Tarot with J. That was
try to put it maybe in like capital letters or with like some sort of emoji so you can see.
Yeah, repost it. Repost it, Sean, and I'll snag it. Because I don't. Oh no, I have it. It came up second, so it's actually the one Danny's got next. Okay, are you ready, Danny?
Okay, yeah. Let's see what we got.
I'm gonna toss this back into the right view. I shouldn't have messed with the views. I'm all messed up now. There we go. Okay, there. So you'll have to switch on your side to your table.
Okay. I want to see that question first before I look at that.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. What is the energy around my house move?
Oh, we have another move. All right. Well, we're going to go directly up to the house this time. And then I also want to see, that's what I'm going to do. Hold on. I got to switch me. All right.
Energy around my house move.
Energy around the house move. Okay. Let me come down here. See where we are. See, we have the house right here in this little corner. Having that in that corner makes me feel like it's all things coming forward. All things coming forward. Definitely going to be a lot of money into this move.
She says she's going into an adapted home. If that's helpful.
An adapted home. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? Oh, wait. Is it an accessibility thing? Like it's been adapted for more accessibility? Is that what it's about?
Yeah, let me know what that's about, because that might have something to do with where this money and burden.
I'll just make obnoxious tile noises over here.
Just make noises. Make noises.
It's ASMR. It's tile ASMR. Yeah, it sounds positive to me.
But. Yeah, because this seems like there's a lot of longevity to what's going on. Like there's a lot of work into the longevity of what this house is going to be or what this home is going to be. Kind of seeing that up here. So I'm wondering if there's been a lot of stuff. Okay, it feeds her. Wait, is that the right?
No, that's Stardust. We're waiting for
Stardust.
Sean, Artemis Sean.
Okay.
There it is. It's adapted. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, there's been a lot of stuff that maybe, I don't know why it feels like that has been covered for you. Like this money has been almost like covered. Like again, like there's a financial burden into maybe doing this alone. Is kind of how that feels like. Mm-hmm. And I want to come down here because there's something swift here. I want to see what house this stars in. What is this down at the bottom? Okay, so that's in the book. So opening up some areas in your life here with those stars, kind of revealing that there's going to be a swift opening in this move. Right?
Maybe like clearing some kind of
maybe blocks that you've had, because the book is also right beside it. So it's in the book, but it's right beside the book.
Tammy Pie says navigation of information. And Sean says they're saying it could take a year or more. It's completely uncertain and I'm in limbo until then.
Okay.
Oh,
so that might be where this swift action to kind of reveal some stuff is kind of coming in. So maybe they'll have, I'm trying to read and do this at the same time. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I'll read comments as yeah.
Okay, because I'm trying to get back that you're uncertain, because this revealing to me, this swift revealing is interesting. So I want to read that again. So it's uncertain. So there might be some swift movement here towards the end that might come in. So there might be some financial burdens that might be extending that time, but this is going to be for longevity. But I feel like eventually it's going to become swift. This is under, so I feel like this might take a little while before it kicks in. But once it kicks in, I think it's going to be really swift. It's going to be revealing a lot of stuff. So maybe it's going to be, maybe it's going to be happening more quickly, like Stardust said too.
Yeah. I'm keen to hear about the swiftness. Yeah.
I know, because there's a swift reveal. That's the whole thing. It's going to be revealing something here. It's in the book and it's the stars and it's what you want to hear. Usually, in my opinion, stars are what you want to hear. Those are those wishes, right? That's what you want to hear. And the swiftness in what you want to hear with the book, in the book, says a lot. You know what I mean? Like, we're revealing a lot of this stuff. I want to see where this mountain is. Is this 19? Is it in 19?
21. Oh, you mean which house it's in?
Which house it's in. Yeah. Oh, no, I know it's 21, but what house is it in? It's in Tower. 19, which is the tower, that kind of, again, overarching theme. This is probably a lot of money and time and energy going into this. So that's probably what's causing the holdup.
Yeah.
Is honestly, speaking of accessibility, it's probably harder to get certain things and create certain things, but this is going to be for longevity, and it looks like it's going to have some swift updates at one point.
Yeah, it almost sounds like it's like once the ball, it feels like when you're describing it, Dani, it almost feels to me like that snowball rolling down a hill where like it seems really sluggish and slow, but then as it starts to pick up speed and pick up momentum, it's going to like start to move more swiftly.
More swiftly. And like revealing stuff along the way, I think is really important, especially with that book being there and it being in the book. Like things are going to start to be revealed. So maybe you're left in the dark right now. But I do feel like that's going to be revealed. And we even see the clouds where like this murkiness is coming from right here. I might have to do a whole new one because this one feels like it might play a little bit. Because where the clouds are right here next to this garden, again, there's going to be a lot of discussion happening to clear this up, right? Yeah. There's even a letter on top of it. There needs to be some more communication in order to clear these clouds up. Yep. Next to this mountain, you know, because right now it's probably in a cycle of like, well, we're thinking this, but I don't know. We're thinking this, but I don't know, because we're at that whip. And sometimes that whip can be that like cycle of just like things getting pushed back, things getting moved. It's right by that mountain. You know, there might be hangups financially that cause these little hangups. But once this communication starts being cleared up, you can probably start to expect that, you know, that's kind of where that's feeling to me.
I love that. That seems really clear to me. It feels like everything you're describing sounds to me like it's going to start to feel less like nothing's happening soon.
Yeah. You know? I feel like right now it's been really stagnant, but things are starting to roll. You're going to start to clear up that communication. You're going to start to discuss things, and like things are starting to come to light. You'll be able to be a little more prepared, and things might come. I don't know why. I feel like things might come swiftly. There's going to be a little bit of a burden for it, but there's going to be a swift movement. So hopefully that'll cut on some of that.
Nice. Yeah. Yay. Okay.
I love Grand Tableau.
I know it's really fun once you start to get into it. Okay. I'm gonna start that.
I think Lisa and I played with our Tableau setup for, over an hour. Just kind of going through them and asking questions and seeing where this aspect was and that aspect was and where the houses are. It's just so much fun.
It's really fun. So Carrie says, I'm starting a new creative project with someone very soon. So how will this collaboration go and will it be successful? So
where would you go for that?
Creative work. Let me think for a second. I want to go kind of actually to the child because there's creativity and play feel very closely linked to me. So I want to look at the actual like work itself and see kind of what that makes me think. And then I also want to look at the two people involved and kind of maybe see that. Okay. I will say, number one, I'm noticing that, let me put the question down for now. Okay. So we have the child right down here at the bottom right, which is actually in the house of the sun. So we've got clarity and my brain just made this link. And like, listen, Lenormand is not tarot. However, my brain just made the link between the child and the sun being the child in the sun, house of the sun. And like when we think about that in the tarot, where we have like the naked baby on the horse, the naked baby on the horse is there. My take on it has always kind of been, or is currently, I should say, that is a space of like safety to be to authentically express.
Authentic.
Yeah, you can be.
I feel that. I feel that authenticity really pops out for this one for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So seeing the child card in Lenormand in the House of the Sun is linking the two together in a similar way for me. That idea that there is this in the full clarity and the full light you can express, and creativity as self-expression is a really powerful way to put the project forward. Oh, you said it's a creative project.
It's a creative project with her brother. So that's interesting that you started with the child.
Oh, I love that. Okay, cool.
That's awesome. See, now, I don't know if I would have started. That's why I was like, that's so interesting that you started there. Because like normally work stuff or like projects and stuff, sometimes I go to the Fox for that.
Mm-hmm. But because it's creative, I wanted to hone in on something specific to creativity.
That's so smart to do it with a child.
I love being like organic with it. So you mentioned your brother. So I'm going to point out here that directly behind the child is the snake, and it's also directly below the brother in this reading. So here's we have the gentleman here. So what I'm going to say is this, because this is what I would have used for whoever the partner was. The gender didn't matter. Okay. Just for the record. But so here's what I'm going to say about the snake. My first thought when I saw the snake directly behind the child is that the danger or the risk in this creative work is possibly a past experience, probably of your brother's, of getting bit in either a collaboration or in self-expression. So where is the area that might haunt him a little bit that could end up bringing up some blockages or make it difficult for him to express in an authentic way? So I would say make sure the two of you are having conversations about how this specific type of work feels, making sure both of you feel like you have a voice in this creative project and that you both feel heard. And that may be especially important to him. Not that it's not also important to you, but it may be especially important to him because he may be the one with like more of a past experience of getting bit. So make sure that he's given space, especially if of the two of you, like I'm aware that I'm a talker. So I have to be more aware of conscientiously like listening when I'm with somebody who I know is not as quick to speak up because I can railroad them unintentionally. And so like this is a space where he may need to be, or you may need to do a little bit more on your side to create a space where he feels safe to express with you and as you're planning your projects. So I really think that's important. Going directly to the right of the child is the garden. So there's definitely going to be a need for and an important opportunity to connect with a wide variety of other people. I think social media is going to be really important to spread or connect with as many people as possible, or to share with as many people as possible this work. I say that specifically because catty corner up here is the stars. So we have stars connected to garden this way, right? And stars for me are like, it is very much an internet, like a connectivity, a things connecting over like a broad space. And so that connecting point is definitely going to be internet. And because it's closest to your brother, that may be something he's really good at. He may be really good at like bringing the social media connections and bringing that, like doing that social media marketing may fall more into his wheelhouse and might make him feel like he really has something to contribute in that way. Just something to think about. Now, if we go up to you, we have underneath you, we have the heart. So it's going to be important to you that the work feels meaningful, that it feels like it is nourishing. And I feel like you might have a tendency to take on more of the administrative weight or the planning weight. Like you might be, of the two of you, I kind of see, here's where my brain is going. He's closer to the creativity and you're up here with the cross, the heart, the house. I think you bring a lot of stability and a lot more of the planny type A organization, the structural integrity of this collaboration. Tell me if I'm way off base, but I just kind of get the feel that he's a little closer to the more creative, explorative marketing kind of piece, and you're more close to the sort of structural planning stability piece. That's kind of what I get.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were finished
talking.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's going to be on social media? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's going to be on social media.
That's
so
incredible.
yeah. I wanted to put that when you were like, oh, this like social media, this connection, this network, like.
Yep. In between you two. So I'm going to do something kind of strange here. So we have a path. We have a few paths we can connect you and your brother. And I'm going to look at kind of what's between the paths really quick. So one thing I noticed is we've got kind of fish sort of in a grid. If I put you in a 9-card grid, you're at the beginning of that grid and he's at the end.
Oh,
right?
it's a podcast. How fun.
Okay, that's amazing. I love that. We do have money being something that you guys are going to have to stay aware of. He might be more, I feel like you're going to be more driven by making sure it feels good. And he's going to be more focused on, yeah, but we also have to keep it financially viable. So he might tend to talk about money a little bit more. You might tend to talk about the fulfillment piece of it a little bit more. And I'm just looking to see if we look at the actual creativity. Yeah, it's right near the end. So I can't give you a lot of like future oriented information besides to say, because you're just at the beginning of it. So like there's not a lot this direction, like over to the right, for me to say like, here's the future trajectory. There's a lot kind of behind the two of you. But I think those are the main things I can tell you is these are how you work toward it. Oh, and Lily's right next to fish. So we're not looking for short-term financial stability. We're looking for long-term. Think of it as a marathon, not a sprint, for sure. So I think those are the main things that jumped out at me. I think I'm going to leave it there, but I hope that was helpful. Because you see how we can just stay and stay and stay and stay. It's really hard to like rein it in.
It really is, especially when you can get that feedback as you're going. It can go on and on and on, be like, oh, that makes sense. So then I would go here and then look at this and like, oh, what about this? What about this? I'm so jealous of those tiles right now. I cannot express to you how much.
You know what you could do though? You could also, somebody can create, so because the symbols on Lenormand are so simple, you could literally just wood burn into little pieces of wood. You could take any physical, like look, you could
I literally have a bag of wood currently in my possession that I'm pretty sure has 36 pieces that I can literally wood burn today. I can wood burn this today.
Do your shit. Just plan out a sigil for each, a simple symbol for each one. It's not, these symbols are going to be easy. You just have to figure out a basic shape so you know what it is.
You know I'm not going to go basic. You know that that's not a thing.
Girl.
And I'm going to make it clear and I'm going to do something. So stop that right now. That is the rest of the
Yeah, for Lenormand, the tiles are absolutely, and I think I haven't really used my tarot tiles much, but I've definitely used my Lenormand tiles because
the Lenormand tiles, like, I'm going to lay out a tableau. Like, I will do it. Even when I'm pulling like 3 cards, like before I put them cards up, I'm pulling a tableau and playing with it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what I'm doing. And it's so difficult to fit all those daggum cards in a row.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm doing this.
Okay, Krita, are you still here? Danny, are you ready with another tableau yet?
I'm ready. I have to do my thing, but yes, go ahead. I'm gonna shuffle and look at the question.
Okay, so Krita says, I'm meeting a new person, work related tomorrow. What should I know?
All right.
So you do your thing. I'm gonna switch our view back. And hello, go back to Danny, please. There we go. Yay, still here. Okay, cool. I'll just leave the question up for now.
Yeah, do that.
Totally. I really like that you can like lay the pieces out and like readjust the tableau to fit in the camera by just sliding them. That is probably
the you can like push on them. Like, oh my god, I need something tactile now. Like, I'm even gonna like. I already think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm already thinking.
Like, she's like, listen, this is how it's gonna be now. This is just
like,
how it's going to be.
This is happening today. I'm going to mess around with this today.
I know you are. I know how your brain works. I can just see it happening.
Oh,
amazing. But this is why I like actually now having the tableau down. And it's funny because I would have never said that. Asked me last month if I would lay a tableau for every Lenormand question. And now I'm like, absolutely, I would. Absolutely, I would. And funny enough, having the whole tableau also makes me feel more willing to want to do client readings, like Lenormand client readings. Because I feel like I've done it before. I used to do 9 cards for people way back in the day. And 9 cards were good, but this is just so much more information. You have everything available to you. And like, you just need to like decide where to go.
Okay, so question for you in this way, because for me, I would love to offer Lenormand readings, but I would want them to be done live, like a live Lenormand reading to really dive into it. Have you, like, would you do these with just a question and a video?
I would, yeah. Because I feel like once I get in the flow, I don't need the feedback I'm not saying it right. I like the interactivity for sure, but I feel like almost sometimes, and this is why I'm like this with tarot too. If I can get into the flow and start kind of channeling, I guess, what I need to know, I don't know how else to describe it. Once I'm in the flow, I almost don't want, not, you guys can please continue to give feedback as we're doing this, but I almost, when I'm doing like a pre-recorded reading, like once I start talking, I'm good. Like I'm usually good. I just need to flow with it. So I think with the Grand Tableau, I could do that. I could just go with it. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think so.
I love the interaction with Lenormand so much.
Yeah, it's really
good. I don't know.
Kind of bounce. I know, but I feel like both are good. But here's my danger. If I have too much interaction, I will literally sit with somebody for like 2 hours.
Well, and I know, and that's where I'm like, I could get a question, put it down, and do a really in-depth, like even just talking it out, like if this is related to this, blah, 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 blah. Like I could go full on, and it would probably keep me more reined in.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, dude, if I'm laying out some Lenormand, I want to get juicy. You know what I'm saying? Like
into it. I know.
Into it. I want to get juicy. You know what I'm saying?
I do have to say, this definitely does scratch the itch. This is going to sound so unprofessional, so just bear with me. But like, you know how I talk about how I love to like I'm that nosy person that wants to look in people's drawers and stuff? Like, I have to say there is an aspect of that into this. A little bit of like, thanks for letting us peek into your world, because
let us
a little
peek
bit
into
like
your
that
world for a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go here. So the first thing I want to go to is probably the fox, because I feel like that's where you're set at work and centered. So I would go to the fox, which is way up at the top, right? So I feel like whatever this new person that you're meeting is not going to weigh a lot on you, really, in terms of causing a lot of chaos or putting a lot of burden, because you're way up there with the fox, right? It's like to the top. Okay. Mm-hmm. I do find it quite interesting that we have like luck with our stork. Like this might bring in some really good information to you. This might cause some movement with the tower, which is also has to do with like your job, your work, your career, where it might be taking you. So this might open up some really good conversation here, right? That might be quite lucrative. We have the moon coming in, maybe some recognition and some financial gain here. I'm sorry, I'm reading.
I know, me too.
I saw my name and I was like, what? Remind me who this is for. Oh, Krita, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that if I see Krita's thing pop up, then I can look.
Yeah, Krita. I'm meeting a new person work related tomorrow. What should I know? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I do feel like this might be opening up a lot of stuff talking to this person. Right below, we have an ending coming in, and I'm wondering if this is like talk. Do you see this birds right here? There might have been some gossip coming in about what's going to be said, what you're going to hear, what you're going to do, or a lot of talk about it. But I think that's going to be kind of squashed. They might be getting a lot of information on maybe like decisions that need to be made, right? This person might open up some discussion. Right? Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Where else am I going to go here? See, because I feel like I just kind of want to stay here. and talk about this, but we can also see kind of how this thing is going to kind of mainly turn out by looking at the 4 at the bottom. We haven't really talked a whole lot about these bottom 4.
The foundation.
The foundation. So
Yep.
I kind of want to talk about the foundation of this right now. So we have down here at the bottom, the whole foundation of this. So like kind of like the crux, things that might be harder to change or harder to move or things like this. We literally have the mice with the broom, the lily, and the mountain. So there might be some stuff that comes up that's going to be a bit of hard work. Things might be taken away from some people, given to others. We might be trying to break cycles for the sake of longevity, because that's where these obstacles are. This definitely feels like whoever's coming in is going to be offering up, whether for the good or for the bad, it's definitely going to be offering up some confirmations, some conversations, and some things that need to be changed, or things that are going to be put into motion that might cause a lot of change. It does seem like it might be trying to do this for the better, for the long term, but this might be harder on the employees, is kind of what I'm seeing. Where is our bear? Is here, our boss. Kind of bringing that stability in here, but it's cat a corner with this rider and this letter. Again, this is just constantly looping back from, there's going to be a lot to gain from this meeting of this person, whether it be for, I feel like if I'm being straight honest, it's going to be good for some people, it's going to be bad for others.
Yeah.
There's change that's going to be happening. Some of it will be good, some of it won't be.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm seeing right here.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Stacked on top of this dog right here tells me that this is going to shift some loyalties. This is going to change a few people. People are going to be pissed, or people are going to be, rewarded. Let me tell you this. If I had to guess, there are going to be some people who have been skating by that are going to be pissed about this, because now they're going to have to put up or shut up. And I don't know if they're always going to be able to do that.
Interesting.
If I had to say anything from these cards right here, there are going to be people who need to put up or shut up, and that's not going to be fun, because things are going to be exposed here. The key to what they're doing is going to be exposed, and it's either going to be good and healthy and grow, or it's going to put them in a space where now they're sunk.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to happen swiftly and to the point, but it's going to seems like it's going to bring good things, regardless, things to light.
Like exposure almost.
Exposure, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's exposing the book. It's also exposing this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Going to clear up a lot of those, secrets of what's going on.
Love that.
A lot of stuff with, this right here. There are going to be things that are going to be revealed by this. Once people start digging in stuff, talking about stuff, trying to make changes, trying to create plans, bringing new things to light, we're really going to see who works and who doesn't, who gets it, who doesn't, and where things have been hiding for a while. All that's going to, that starts to be revealed. So that's kind of what I'm feeling from this, because I feel like it took me a lot of different places. You can always go to different ways, shapes, and forms, but I really feel like this is going to expose a lot of stuff. This is really going to reveal a lot of stuff, and where the cracks are, where things can be bettered, where things can be changed, and what needs to stay the same. But I think it's going to rattle a couple of things for sure.
Oh, some shakeups at play for sure. Cool. Okay, love it. Let us know if you still hear Krita, and let us know how that felt.
Yeah, let's see how that did.
Yep.
Because right now, look, I don't know, but that's what that feels like. There's just a shakeup.
Yes, shake up. All right, I've got Arcana general reading. Are you still here?
Again, that's what I'm talking about. I want to know the juice.
Yeah.
That sounds like there's some inner office stuff going on.
There's some sort of like, yeah, there's some behind the scenes workings in that, I think.
I'm such a nosy B word.
Same.
That's why I like Lenormand, because look, you can get in it.
You can get into it. Yes. Okay. Let us know if you're still here, Arcana. I don't know if this meant you wanted a reading or not. I did.
Lisa, a pecan.
A what?
It just flew off my finger. I said, Lisa, look, a pecan.
Oh no! Is it gone?
Yeah, it flew away. It flew off my finger. Sorry.
Oh,
I've been teaching Lisa what a pecan is, y'all.
Yeah.
For y'all that don't know, it's a sticker bush that hurts like hell. Anyway, let me put myself back on.
Wait, hold on. Pecan. Okay, say that again. Did you...
Pecan.
Wait, is that not the same thing as pecans?
No, that's a pecan. Wait.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Pecan.
The whole time, I thought you were saying that it was part of the pecan tree.
No. It's a pecan.
I still hear pecan.
No, not pecan.
How do you spell it?
Piquant. A pecan. Or ENT? Hold on, I'll show you.
I legit thought she's been talking about pecans this whole time. A pecan.
You just stepped on one, god dog it.
She's trying to show me in her yard, and I'm like, are these bits that have fallen off the tree? Like, what is she showing me?
They're everywhere. Before we started, I vacuumed my whole shop, because no matter where you walk in our yard, you get pecans under your shoes. And then when you walk anywhere inside, because that's why I'm like, take your shoes off in pecan season, because they fall off. Okay, look, come close to me. Let me do this. I'm going to show you this. I do have it in my book so you can see. Hold on.
Here, I'll make you big. Okay.
This little thing, there's a nice picker on the end. That's a pecan. I have it in my, hold on, I'm going to put it right here so I don't freaking step on it again. I do have it in my book. Hold on.
Because you pasted it into your journal.
Yes. That's how you spell it. Pecan. I
did not know. If I'd have seen it, because you showed it to me before you wrote around it, I did not know. This whole time, I legit thought you were saying.
Je pardon un pecan. J'ai arraché un pecan. Aïe, aïe, aïe. I stepped on a pecan and it hurt. I'm writing down on my Cajun French, because if I don't know how to say something in a sentence, I'll create my sentence to where I can redo it. But yeah.
Oh my God. Like the
J'ai
whole time
arraché un pecan. I stepped on a pecan.
I still keep hearing, every time you say it in my brain hears the nut every time. And I'm like, so when you showed me your yard, I thought you were showing me like little bits that have fallen off the tree or something. I'm like, what am I looking at? I was so confused because the whole time.
Pecan. How do you say pecan? How do you say pecan in Cajun French? Hold on.
Pecan.
No.
If you said pecan, this would not
be
a
pecan. It's a pecan. And this is a pecan. We learned that when we little, because you always say, put your shoes on, they got some pecans. That's what you grow up with.
Yeah, y'all are fine. It's me. This is a me hearing issue, not a Dani issue. She's doing nothing wrong.
Sorry. I am talking Cajun French, so forgive me, you guys. I'm not perfect. That's what I grew up listening to. So sometimes I say, like if I say viens voir ici, it's actually viens voir ici. But growing up, you say viens voir ici. So because we're very much an oral language, it doesn't look and sound always the same. And every Cajun space, even some families have their own way of saying things. So you'll say like, some people say a cocodrie for an alligator. Somebody calls that a caimon or a caimon. Yeah. Or, so there's different ways and different places, and some is native. It's wild as shit. But let me see if pecan, not a pecan, is different in Cajun French. Let me see.
Okay, I'm going to go, I think.
You go do that, and I'm going to do this.
I'm going to do, I'll do that. I'll do this, and then I'm going to pull up. Okay, so it's Arcana's question, a general relationship reading. Okay, so I don't know if you're still here, though. Are you still here? That would be helpful to know. But I'll do it anyways. Let me just change our view back to the...
No, ça c'est piquant and pecan.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can't help you, Lisa. I can't even say it in Cajun French to be a pecan. Like,
no,
a pecan is a pecan.
You're totally fine. You're saying it totally fine. This is 100% a me issue. This is not a you issue. I just literally didn't understand, basically, is what we're talking about. Okay.
Well, now we got it. Anyway.
Has gotten...
What is that etymology with Dani?
Okay, I need to fix my view again because my camera just sometimes starts drooping because of the arm I have it on. That's good enough. Okay. Okay. So we'll do a general relationship for Arcana. Okay. So for relationship, I'm always going to look to both the man and the woman and just kind of see where they are in relationship to each other. So they are quite close together. So we have the lady and the man card. You know, gender is irrelevant. This is going to be Arcana, and this is going to be Arcana's partner, regardless of gender. So we have lady / gentleman in this close proximity. And then what we see is that in this little type 4 quadrant, right, we have both longevity and written communication. So at number 1, I think we see a lot of stability coming from, we see that up here, because above the lady, we have anchor, and to the left of the lady, we have lily. So we see stability coming at here as far as what's directly touching her. We also have a little bit of confusion or maybe doubt kind of over to the right of her. So that's kind of what I see around Arcana. Around him or her, we have letters. So we have written communication, possibly a lot of texting or perfect. Thank you, Arcana. I posted again with a question emoji, so ignore that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we have, and you might be a little bit behind Arcana, so you may want to refresh your screen so that you get caught up to current moment, because I'm not sure how much of that is delay and how much of that is just a little bit. Sometimes that the viewers get behind for some reason. I don't know why YouTube does that, but refreshing will get you more current. Or put me on double speed until it's caught up. I do that all the time in lives. Anyway, okay, so we have the letter right next to the gentleman, kind of like in the space between. So the two things connecting you are lily, which is going to be maturity, longevity. This can also be passion and sensuality. So a good physical relationship, or at least good like lust is in there too. But I see lily more as like that maturity, longevity. So that's kind of where I tend to go with that. Letter also between you. So again, relying on a lot of written communication. This could be a relationship that relies more on I don't want to say it's a long distance relationship, although it could be, but definitely a relationship that relies on a lot of like checking in, touching base, probably texting. So I see a lot of that kind of becoming the foundation for this. So again, around you, we see stability, that longevity, and the clouds. Around him, we have letter, birds, and mice. So he's going to be the type to be a little bit more, I don't know if anxious is the right word, but certainly somebody a little bit quicker to stress out, or a little bit quicker to be stressed in general, or to have stress impact him directly. And also a little bit more impacted by close friends. So either impacted by and or distracted by. So what I would say right off the bat is if you notice that the communication seems a little bit spotty, it's more likely to be because of distractions, I feel like, than because of any sort of active avoidance. So if you're feeling a sense of like that, I would say to me, what I'm seeing is probably that's more likely to do with distraction. So in general,
the phone, other things, that stupid phone.
What's it doing?
No, I'm talking about the letter. Like if you talk about like texting, communication, distracted really easily by, you know, like that could be social media. That could be the phone. Because 100%. Every time I hear that, I'm like, now there needs to be like, I'm not down for updated stuff. But when I think about the letter, and I think about that stupid phone.
Yeah.
I 100%. Love it. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I totally am with you. Yep, totally with you. It is interesting that she's in the house of the birds. So this is something that's definitely present for you, Arcana, is an awareness of that distraction, possibly even a little bit of tension between you and whatever that distraction is. So again, friends, social media, where you're seeing that distraction come in, that's a present thing in your mind. He's in the house of the tower. So more likely to be what's more maybe prevalent on his mind or tends to take up more mental bandwidth for him is going to be work, like his workplace, maybe things going on at his workplace. So not his job or his responsibilities so much as like the general work environment, or maybe he is somebody that works a lot or is at work a lot. So that could be one of the reasons you guys rely on so much written communication, is maybe he's always doing like at his workplace a lot, or maybe that's where you do most of your communicating is when he's at work. Other things, I want to look at what's around the heart. So around the heart, so the heart to me is the relationship, like the where the two of you, the third thing that the two of you have created together is the relationship. So the heart is the relationship as a significator is kind of the thing. And the heart is sitting in the house of the mountain. So you're at this kind of standstill at the moment, right? And if we want to know what the standstill is, I'm going to, and it looks like the standstill is like, we're not moving towards that next step, right? We got the ring right next to it. So the blockage right now is that next step, maybe taking that next step toward a deeper commitment, longer term. It may not be marriage specifically. It can be everything from moving in to he hasn't asked me to be his girlfriend yet, or whatever that next commitment stage is. There's a blockage there.
Is it under the mountain? Is the commitment? Is that the mountain right on top of it? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what the car was. I was like, is it the moon or is it that? Sorry.
Yeah. So the mountain, the heart is in the house of the mountain, and the mountain is kitty corner right above the ring. So we see that this is where the stoppage is, and that's where the frustration looks like it probably is for Arcana, is like, why am I not like, what is going on in this quadrant kind of thing? So I want to see what is actually in the house of, so this is in the house of the mountain. So the mountain is in the house of, I have to always check my chart because it's just quicker.
Me too. I have to check the chart. I can't put it in my head for whatever reason.
The mountain is in the house of the fox. So I do think, okay, now fox is like cunning. It can be entrepreneurship. It can be work or business. But I think that for me in this spot, it's almost like for him, the obstacle might have a lot more to do with not feeling like work is grounded enough or stable or solid enough to take that next step. So he might have more of a, and look, fish is right underneath the ring. So above the ring is the house of the fox with the mountain in it. Below the ring is the fish. Fish is money. Fish is flow of currency. He travels for work, new jobs and places often, but is still home like at night. We've been engaged 4 years. Okay, beautiful. So, that's it. The next stage is actually like probably actually getting married. Yeah. So money is right underneath. So I think where the stoppage is, or what the hang up is as far as taking it from engagement to that next stage, might have a lot more for him to do with wanting things to be more financially stable. The fish is actually in the house of the lily, which is exactly what I'm saying. We're thinking long-term maturity. He wants money to feel like it's consistent and more stable. Traveling a lot, having a lot of projects, and if his job is at all driven by things like bonuses and like bursts of financial growth, like say a real estate agent, for example, they get bursts of money. It doesn't have that sense of long-term consistency yet. And so he might be wanting to see it shift more there before he's willing to take that next step. So that could be what's happening there with a bit of the hang up. We can also just quickly check, because we are looking at that like wedding thing, just to see what's in the house of the ring. And ring again is, I wish, the numbers are on here. They're just kind of small.
I know, I'm fixing mine. I have mine a little bit different.
Where is ring?
25 at 25? The very, the tower. The tower is in the ring.
Where's the tower? Oh, here. Yeah, so again, it's that workplace thing, like the workplace, and that's what's behind him. That's what's his mice are in the house of the tower. The house of the ring has the tower. So we're seeing that sense of like, of being stuck. Mm-hmm. Oh, communication is the mountain. Oh, I love that. Quick look at communication, which I would go to birds for that, is obviously down here again, and we already saw that was in the house of the. Did I look at that? No, that's the house of the letter. Oh, yeah, right. That's right. Because these two were like attached to each other. Super fascinating. I don't know if any of that was helpful. He wants to get married, or says so. I have hesitation. You have hesitations. Yeah. The stability seems to be the main thing that needs to like shift. I think there needs to be a greater sense of stability overall. Last thing we can look at real quick before I wrap this, I'll say what's in the house of the anchor is the child. So, stability is the thing that is not yet fully developed in the relationship. There needs to be more development in that area. And I think it's probably going to take a little bit of time. So Just a few bits of thoughts. I'm muted?
No.
Oh, okay, I'm good. Okay. I'm gonna type might be on your end because I don't seem to be muted. Okay. So anyways, I'm gonna call it here. I hope some of that was enlightening or helpful. All right, Dani.
Okay. Sorry, I was fixing my my house thing because I have like the keywords, but it didn't put the actual like card the way that I wrote it. I was fixing it anyway.
That's totally valid. Nancy wants a general reading on finances.
Finances, all right.
I know, it's really fun. It's really fun, Arcana, and you're welcome. And then we'll have to check on time because we're at about 1:40. What's your calling? Yeah. What's your stopping point, Dani?
We usually do right at about 2 hours.
Okay, so we'll probably get like a couple more questions. I'll start yours, Dani Rowe, but probably not because we got like 6 or 7 on the list still. So we're probably going to get to a couple more. But did you kick something this time?
Oh my God. I'm so... Listen, I'm just going to... I'm having to play around right here. Oh God, look how crazy this looks now.
Hold on, I'm hearing a noise. I just got to go deal with it. One sec.
Okay. Whee! All right, let's try to do this. Just got to set myself and then we can go. All right. Let's see how that goes. I don't know why it shows different, but there we go. All right. Let's take a look at this here. Reading on finances, please. So finances, I would go directly to our fish. Directly to our fish. It is, I want to see what house it's in first and foremost. So it is in the 10th house of the scythe. Okay, some swift movement within our finances. So maybe some swift movement, and then we actually have our Stark right above it, that swift movement, right? There's going to definitely be some stuff going on when it comes to finances, though there does seem that there might be some sort of burden, some sort of obstacle to obtaining what you want. And I'm wondering if it has to do with the workplace. I'm wondering if, especially with this bear right here, where there's might be, I don't know if maybe there might be a promotion that could work out for you, or that maybe you want something that's going to level you up, or maybe a next step in business to try to level up and cause that swift movement in that finances. So I'm assuming that swift movement would be making it go up, right? We want to get those finances going. And taking a little from Kipper, those fish are going in to this bear, which also makes me think that there might be something that could be taking you to the next level, or something that you need to take you to the next level in order to create that movement here. Because it's also here with the tower, like again, that tower is right above, like bringing you above in that status of your work, right? So creating a managerial position or, you know, making swift changes in the business. If it's something that you do for yourself, like there's definitely going to need to be some movement and something to happen in order to create that movement here, in order to get, I mean, we have the stars here, in order to get that wish, right? In order to get that connectivity to that movement of the money. So let's talk about this burden, this obstacle, the mountain being right next to it, and what it has to do here. There might be a partner, there might be someone in your life, maybe even someone at work or within the business that might have something to do with these obstacles, because there is a commitment up here. So there might need to be a commitment. And with it, okay, listen, I'm about to go on a tangent. Like, look, with this commitment, we have the child. There's that playfulness. There's something that needs to be kind of, I want to say like, played with, tried, experimented on. There might need to be some kind of experiments happening when it comes to that, because having that crossroads there, it's like with the trout, like, okay, listen, I'm trying to stay on track, but I'm flowing with this. So let's just flow. Okay. So then we have the ship over here with these crossroads and the child, talking about this commitment. There has to be a commitment here, but it's also about making decisions. Like, do we want this to feel good? Do we want to continue on the path that we're still on, or do we want to move forward with something? That might need to be decided here, because I don't think you can make a commitment to becoming something greater within the business or you know, leveling up your game if you're not sure where you want this to go and where you want this to take you, right? Because if we're taking, literally, if we have this ship and we go to the bouquet, this is going to bring some new stuff, right? Some exciting stuff, some fun stuff if we do change our minds, right?
Love this.
Because I'm thinking right here, if I'm coming straight down here from this child, again, we're looking for that, you know, what feels good, what feels like I'm accomplishing, but also playing and being creative and having a good time and this, that, and the other. So in that line, there is a bit of a revealing here. We do have the moon, right? We might have some recognition because you do it well. You're excited about it, right? But it's also taking away a key component here. And I feel like that key component, where are we at? 33, down here at the bottom. We're in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in the house of that man. That key component might be this person. Because right now, this recognition is being taken away by the key component of what can hold this for you. And it feels like this guy, which has that burden on it. So again, we're back up. We're back up to that commitment through making this decision. So I feel like in order to make some real financial moves, you might have to go the way of work and something that's more predominantly, and look, we're in the water and we're fish in the water. Okay. You might have to focus more on the logistics of it, the burden, the getting down to business versus I like doing this. I'm good at what I do. I get my recognition. Yeah, but that's not going to change that. Some serious work needs to happen in order to really make the moves that you need. Right. So it definitely feels like it ties on that job aspect.
100%.
I want to look down here too, because I want to see this main foundation. We do have luck. There is luck involved. There is playfulness involved, but it's also a burden, because I think if you want to expand where you are, you will have to change where you are. I feel like maybe in whatever situation you're in, it's going to be the same old unless something changes. But that's not necessarily where you need to be. Maybe you don't need all this swift change in money. Maybe it means more to have that good stuff. That is in turn the burden. Do you see what I mean? Whereas, like, is the money worth it, or is your happiness worth it? Okay. Because we also have the birds and the dog here, which tells me that there's a lot of talk. Maybe it's a lot of should, could, would. Like, don't you want to excel? Don't you want to add this? Don't you want to add that? I mean, it would be great, but at the end of the day, I have to stay what's true to me. right? And, you know, a lot of us go through that, especially a lot of creatives go through that. You know, me and Lisa have all had this conversation, as well as with some other creators. It's like when something that you love turns into your job, it becomes a lot more difficult. Mm-hmm. When you really love what you do, it becomes very difficult to have to shift and change that into something that you now have to do. Now you have to. And sometimes it takes the fun out of stuff. And in the same way, in our career and in our finances, some of the stuff that we want to do versus the stuff that we have to do, we have to weigh that out. Is it better to continue to do what we love without the extra boost? Or do we need to put those things aside and do the most responsible thing right now and either save or change? Right. 100%. So I think that that's going to have a lot to do with kind of what's going on here.
Oh, so good. So good.
So I hope that kind of made sense.
That was Nancy. So Nancy, if you're still here, hopefully let us know what you think.
Let us know what that. Yeah.
So freaking fun. I loved all the places you went with that. I think those all made a ton of sense. I was able to follow along really like easily with where you were going and why you were going there. I love it.
See, and I would even go down again.
I know, right?
And take it down here. And because we talk so much about work, where is this work? You know, this is kind of grounded in your lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
That you love. But there's a lot of questions as to where you got to take this. Again, we're in that same cycle of where do I have to take this? Because there's a huge anchor here. But again, maybe there's a lot of oh, don't you want, maybe this is that guy. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to do better? Don't you want to, it's kind of minimizing what you already have in place. But that's where you're happy. That's your home. So you got to make those decisions, right? Do you change the cycle or do you stay the same?
Yeah.
Because it will disrupt what you have going on. If you make this certain decision, it will disrupt it in some sort of way. So again, so many things, so many ways.
So fun. Oh my God. Good stuff.
Where am I at?
I don't know. Where are you at? There she is. Welcome back. Hi. Now I stick you in the corner.
All right.
That was
Let's
awesome.
Get another one.
All right. Okay, so Faye is advice for going to an event I don't want to, but feel like I have to. Okay, so first of all, the event is going to be the garden because I'm going to see that as the gathering of people. I don't know if it's a large gathering or a small gathering, but I'm still going to go there. So here's the thing. Right underneath it, we have the whip. So this is the part of you that is it's the same negative bullshit every single time. So probably a big reason for the hesitation is because you know that every time you're at this particular style of gathering or with these particular group of people, there's always the same negative BS that comes up every single freaking time and you're just over it. You're sick of it. That being said, so that is where the mountain's behind you. And behind the gathering. And actually, ironically, between you and the gathering is both clouds and mountains. So it's that's your negative thought process. That's you being it's just, why would it's hard to overcome that because you know what you're in for when you get there. There's that negativity. Now, I will point out though, it's not just negativity. And so if you feel like you really need to go, and we're going to operate on that assumption at the moment. If you feel like you really need to go, be aware that while yes, you are still going to have to deal with the same negative BS you have to deal with every single freaking time. Nobody puts Danny in the corner. I'm so sorry, Danny. That was the best comment though. Anyway, so even though there's that negativity that you're going to have to deal with, and I'm not going to lie to you and say it's not going to be there because it will be, but there's also a good amount of positivity. It's kind of there's a mix because you have the whip underneath, but you have the bouquet above right here. Sorry. So you have both. And sometimes it's hard to see the forest for the trees because you're well, I don't want to go because I'm going to have to deal with this person's negative bullshit. But you're also going to have this person's maybe really positive connection that you get to reconnect with that person that maybe you don't see elsewhere or in other circumstances. So it's a little bit of the, what do you call it? I feel like there's a food metaphor, but I can't remember it. But anyways, you want to take the good. You're going to have to be aware that there's both really good and the really negative, both coming into the same space at the same time. It's definitely a little of this and a little of that. And so what is it? The sour with the sweet, something like that is coming to my mind. You have to take the sour with the sweet a little bit. So now keeping in mind, nobody can, well, I want to be clear. Like work things, maybe you might lose your job if you say no to a thing, but like most of the time we have more options than we feel like we have. So I will throw that out there. I think that you could easily waylay this. You've got a letter between you and another person. You could easily just whip off a quick little email, make an excuse and not go. I think there's a way for you to get out of this. The question is that's what's actually in your best interest. And I'm not 100% sure because again, while we have this whip underneath, we have the bouquet above and the stars to the side. And what I keep thinking when I see the stars to the side of the garden is that there is an opportunity for you at this event to build, maintain, or establish connections with other people outside of that negative loop that you might find yourself constantly getting trapped in. So be aware that sometimes it's that we're giving this negative loop, we're giving this negative pattern too much of our energy, feeding into it and letting that keep us from the good that is available to us at that same event. So this would be my advice. Don't let the fear of this keep you from all of the good that's also available to you at the same space. That's what I would personally say. That doesn't mean you're not going to feel like you're dragging your ass there, like at your own protest or under protest. You definitely are. If we take a look, let me just hide the comment for a second. We take a look at the foundation, the key. So this is the spot. This is the position of the key. This is the position of the fish. This is the position of the anchor. And this is the position of the cross, which is why they end up forming the foundation. So the key is crossroads. You have choices. It's not actually compulsory. It feels compulsory. And sometimes reminding ourselves that we have options is all we need to do in order to give ourselves that sense of agency again. Maybe it's that you remind yourself that you can go there. And if the toxic bullshit starts up, you can leave. It's a reminder that you have an escape route or you have a backup plan. So even if you decide to go, know that you still have choices. You don't have to stay. You don't have to stay as long. You can avoid the person that's bringing that negative loop in. You have more power, agency, and choices than maybe you think you do. The fish, or where there's there's a financial, I don't know that feels super relevant. So I'm going to kind of skip over that for now. Child in the anchor. There's something here around, it feels like a family event, if I'm not going to lie. Like it feels like a family event. And that would be the thing that it's almost like tradition, or I feel like it's like a childhood tradition or a family tradition. And that is where some of that obligatory weight is coming from for you. So just be aware that there is that obligatory weight, but understand that you still have choices. And then the burden, there's that key again. I feel like the burden for you here is the taking your own power away, in the sense that you're feeling like you can't change your mind. You can't take things in a different way. My best friend is the positive. Her mom is the negative. Yeah, there you go. So you've got best friend here. You've got mom here, right? So let's
find it interesting that there's also, I'm so sorry, Lisa.
No, don't say it. No, this is what I love. No, say it.
I find it so interesting where the ring is right there in the 9. Like this was a commitment that was made. And unfortunately with that, it's right next to that whip. It's like, even though there's a reason why you made that commitment, because it's right by the heart, and having that best friend is just like,
yeah, it's like, it's worth putting up with it because there's something there for you. I want to see what the house, no, I love that you shared that. Thank you for sharing that. This is the whip is in the house of the mice. This is 100% where your stress is coming from. If you were to eliminate this, not that you can, but if you were to eliminate this from the equation, you would have zero stress about this event, right? And that's what we're seeing. So if we take the whip is in the house of the mice, I'm going to hop over to mice and just see what house they're in. So here's the mice. They're going to be behind the best friend, which is interesting. So sorry, I'm using the best friend as the other because that's the other person in the scenario for you. Like it's not, hopefully you're following that. The mice is in the position of the dog, right? Which is the friend. That's the best friend. The stress is you don't want to let your friend down. So don't go to the event and understand that this person doesn't have to take any power away from your situation. I have a feeling mom's manipulative. We have the fox right underneath. Mom's definitely going to play at like her games that she normally plays, right? There's going to be that manipulation. There's going to be that maybe guilt tripping, or maybe she makes little snide passive aggressive comments, and that's just really obnoxious and difficult to deal with. She doesn't have to get in the way of any of this good stuff, because if we look at the positive that comes out of this event, right? The biggest issue is that is this at mom's house? I feel like this might be at mom's house or in mom's space, or that mom feels like she has control over the space, right? Because the house is right next to the whip.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be part of it too, is, you're going into like her territory, or like her domain or
where
whatever.
she can be in charge. Yeah.
Where she can be in charge.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people like I'm like, this fits with this person? I can tell what kind of person this is.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Actually, let's see what's in the house of the fox. Maybe we can learn a little bit more about mom. Hold on. Something to maybe help us deal with her. What is the fox again? Fox is 14. I knew it was.
Is that the mountain?
Is it the
your
mountain? Oh, maybe it is. Yes, it is. God, I don't know why my eyes have such a hard time looking at this tableau. I almost need something that's just the numbers really big.
That's what I have.
That's what I need to draw or something because it's so hard for me to like find it. But yeah.
So I can literally look where it's at and then go.
So mom's also stubborn. Mom's not going to change. You cannot change her. She's never going to change. She comes with the territory of the best friend. So if you want to go to this event that is important to your best friend, mom's just unfortunately the thing you got to deal with. It's just par for the course. It's the, like I said, when I say got to take the sour with the sweet, it's that whole thing. And if we go to what's important to your friend, like what really is going to be important for the friendship, let's go to the dog real quick and see what house the dog is in. That dog is in the house of the tree. Like this is like a long time friend. Like this is somebody this friendship is so much bigger and more important for you than her mom. Her mom is not going to be there forever and ever and ever. It's a communion party for the best friend's son. Yeah. I think it's, well, that might explain why the child was in the position of the anchor.
Yeah. You said like family. Yeah. That makes so much sense.
100%. It's a family.
Where it's not for her. It's for that kid. And that the loyalty to your friend is more important. It's even by the son and the anchor. And it's like, wow.
Like everything here to me points to the idea that it's more important for you to show up for your friend and just like try to let the other stuff roll off your back as much as you can. Is there any place else you would go with this, Dani, as far as advice, like where you would look to for a solution or for, I guess, like next steps?
Maybe next steps are what I would kind of consider. I would probably look to see how we can deal with this snake. You know, like the snake energy. Let's see. What do you have around it? We have the tree,
lily, anchor. I mean, like, I feel like it just keeps repeating itself in a way. Like, mom's not going anywhere. Yeah. Like, mom's not going anywhere. Yeah,
there's longevity there.
Yeah.
But I feel like being next to that tree with the burden, it's like we need to not let her affect
the friendship
and the health of what's really important, because I feel like even the friend knows that the mom is probably a snake in the grass. Like there's clouds 100%. Between that heart, but like it's clearing, right? Yeah. Like it almost feels like that's clearing up. Like the friend knows that there's an issue there, but is like really hoping that, I don't know why it feels like really hoping that the mom is not going to wreck this I don't know if the mom has done this before. You know what I mean?
It's a whip. It's a whip.
It's a whip. It's a cycle. Yeah. So this might be something that is really important for the longevity and for your friend. It seems like this has a lot to do with just like, I know you don't want to go, but really being there for your friend. I don't know if maybe there's going to be difficult situations or like comments, especially if this is like a communion, like we're talking family, we're talking kid, mom, grandkid, like there are going to be comments made, and maybe your friend is just really going to need you to be there for them in this.
Yeah, because there's like
having that tree next to that snake. Yes.
Well, having your friend is under the tree, right?
Yes.
So you go straight down. That the mom's behavior weighs on your friend. It's above her. It's weighing on her. So she's already got that as an influence that's sapping her own, that she needs that support. This event is for the kid. It's not for the mom. And so we have the snake and the lily like bearing down on your friend, and that's creating stress for her with the mice right behind her. We've got bears. She feels like mom has way too much like authority or control in her life. It's hard for her to get out from under that. Like everywhere we look on here, if we look at this top line, which I would say argue is the friendship line, what's behind the friendship, what's kind of like bringing influences into the friendship is cross tree snake anchor, like that. Mom's not going anywhere. She's going to be an influence in the friendship long term. Like, and so your job, not your job, but my advice. It says
14 years. So I think they've been friends before. So this is definitely.
Yeah. So it's like kind of your position in this, when we look at it, is to bring the stability. Like the anchor is between you and is what's the kind of cornerstone between you and the friendship. The friendship is what's important. That's where you pour your energy. That's where you pour your consistency. That's where you keep showing up. And even though the snake is always there trying to disrupt that stability, understand that you and your friend can team up, you and your friend against the problem, not against mom. I want to be clear because that can create too much tension, but you and her against the problem of mom by being there and being stable and being connected to each other. Like look at this diagonal line. It's your friend, you, and the dog all in a diagonal line right here. So
and look at
you
where the
guys
birds
are solid.
Yeah, look at the birds with the clover right next to it. The distraction is the key. Like, is that good spot?
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
For her.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, all of this to me says not worth letting mom interrupt or get in the way of this friendship, not worth letting mom interrupt or get in the way of this event, and focus your energy and attention on your friend and on her son, because that's ultimately what matters, and not on mom. Like, just don't, if you've ever heard of the gray rock method, which is interesting because the mountain is right there. But anyways, the gray rock method is you do not give response. You give minimal flat responses to that kind of behavior. So if mom's narcissistic, if mom's really manipulative, if mom's just really shitty, passive aggressive, whatever, emotionally manipulative, you just don't give energy up or down. Don't feed it either direction. And you'll find that if you're just a brick wall with them, neutral, polite, respectful, gray rock, you are non-emotional with mom. That helps so much. And that will give you the ability to be that rock for your friend. So think of how you can use the energy of the rock to move through this situation. Start to see the rock as your new superpower instead of as the barrier between you and your friendship or you and this event. Instead, see it as the way you're going to navigate this event. Step into the energy of the rock and be the rock for you, be the rock for her, and be the rock to the mom, right? Don't let mom get past your defenses, and you'll be good. You'll be good.
For sure. Okay. This one was so good. So good.
Love this shit. I can do this shit all day long.
Oh, so good. And I'm so sorry. I'm such a freaking nerd for this. And I'm so sorry I keep interrupting. I'm like, oh my God, but look where this is. And look where this is.
I know. This is why I think I'm starting to get really excited. Not starting. I'm definitely obviously really excited about the Grand Tableau now, because it's like, now that I've refreshed everything with that Learn Lenormand Together series that I did, it's like I feel like all of this stuff is fresh in my mind now. And the more that I practice and play with it, the more natural the flow feels. And for me, it's like with tarot. Once I get a flow, I'm good. Like I need to be able to get my flow. And Dani needs to go make herself some tiles. This is what we've discovered.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And you're going to film it, you said?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know how it's going to come out, but we're going to do it.
You're in charge of our timeline. Do you want to do one more, or do you think this is a good spot to call it?
This might be a good spot to call it, only because I really got to pee.
Yeah, your bladder is definitely smaller than mine. Wait, what's hanging on your cup?
Oh, my Acadian flag.
Oh, love that.
My cousin.
Yay. Yeah. Thank you for hanging out. To everybody whose questions we didn't get, we're really sorry. But we knew.
I know, sorry. This was so much fun, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was just like, we wanted to play with you guys.
Yeah.
Because this can be intimidating, and like having somebody to play with this and like spotting these like little nuances and adding to each other's practice is just so fun. So thank you guys for being a willing participant, because I know that sometimes Lenormand can get
let us put your whole life on blast.
Let us put everything on blast. Talk about your inner office relationships and, you know, bad behaving moms. Like, thank you so much for letting us do that. It's so fun.
It's awesome. And y'all leave comments down below if there's stuff like this you want to see us do in the future. Play, do readings, hang out, whatever. We're always down to hear what you all want to do in this glitter and gator space. It's all of ours, not just Dani and mine. And so we want it to feel co-creative. So drop comments down below. Let us know what you'd love to see us do, cover, hang out, talk about, whatever. And we'll keep that in mind, because trust and believe, every month we're like, what are we doing for glitter and gators this month? I don't know. Let's come up with something. But when we have ideas, that's also very helpful. So feel free to shoot us some ideas or things you'd like to see, and we'll keep that in mind. But or let us know if there's a great tag going around or something like that. We try to stay in the loop, y'all, but we busy girls. We are busy girls, so we sometimes miss things. A lot of times we miss things. But thank you so much. We're gonna let Dani go pee. So thank you all so much. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks as always, Dani, for hanging out.
Thanks, you guys. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
All right, bye, y'all.